All right, today I'm going to rant about gender roles. I was thinking about gender roles today and how they're complete bullshit. And I was playing a Bare Naked Lady song just now that nobody could hear. What a Good Boy. It's about exactly what I'm talking about. How, you're born as a boy and you're expected to do boy things, or you're born as a girl and you're expected to do girl things. But I don't agree with that shit. I'm sorry. I've had people, like me, for example, I'm not mechanically inclined. I don't know how to fix cars. I know how to do the basics, but I don't know how to fix a car. Um, and I've had people tell me that means, or I should know that, because my wife, she does know how to do those things. She grew up on a farm, and her dad taught her all that stuff. She always hung out with her dad, and she learned all that stuff. So she is the one that works on our cars. But I'll have people say something when something breaks down. Oh, you should be doing that. Why? I'm making dinner and I'm badass cook. You know what I mean? Does that bother women the same way as it does me? Like when people expect me to know how to fix a car because I have a penis. Does that bother women the same way? Like, let's say you're a woman that's busy or whatever, for whatever reason, you don't cook. If a man's like, well, you don't cook? What do you mean? Does that bother you in the same way? Because what the fuck? Why do I have to learn how to cook because I'm a woman? I mean, everybody should know how to cook. But how dare you expect me to be in there cooking and cleaning for you because I'm a woman? Like, where do you get that? How do you still have that 1950s mentality? My grandfather, I loved the man, great guy. But he used to sit in his chair, and my grandma would eventually bring him a glass of tea or something. And he'd be like, oh my God, I didn't think I was ever going to get anything to drink. And I'm like, Grandpa, you could have got up and got it for yourself. The fuck? How do you decide it's her job? But I just hate that. I hate it. My penis didn't come with an instruction manual. When I was born a male, I didn't come knowing how to change a transmission and work with my hands. Those are learned skills. And yes, a lot of kids' fathers teach them those skills. A lot of little boys' fathers teach them those skills, or your mother will pass down her recipes to her daughter. But what if your daughter's not interested in recipes? What if your son is like me and isn't interested in working on cars? My dad could do anything with his hands. I didn't give a shit about that kind of stuff. I was more artistic. I'm really tired of this internet dropping out, guys. I swear to God I am. I got a better modem. It's not me anymore. I'm looking at my strength right now. I have 4 bars full. I got a booster and a brand new modem. I pay extra for it. Even though I still don't make anything from these shows, I pay extra for a modem now because I'm tired of dropping my feed on you guys. So it's not me anymore. I want you to know that. But anyways, let me wrap up my rant here. I don't think it's right to expect something out of somebody just because of what gender they are. And I think that is all bullshit to begin with. You are who you are. And everyone has their own skills and their own talents. And as I was saying, yes, a lot of boys did pick up that stuff from their dad, and a lot of girls did pick up that stuff from their mothers. But it's not always that way. Sometimes you're like me and you don't have those interests, and that is okay. You know what I mean? Because the guy up the road, he's really good at fixing cars, but he's not good at making stories or making shows to watch. He would want me to help him with that. He would want me to provide entertainment, and he'll work on my transmission. You see what I'm saying? We all have our own skills, our own things we're good at, our own ways of contributing value to society and to things that are happening. Not everybody, not every man fixes cars or works with his hands. And some women do, like my wife, and are a lot better at it than me. And so what? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not intimidated because she knows how to do things that I don't know how to do. That maybe somebody expects me to be the one under the hood, and it's her instead. I don't stand there feeling less of a man. I'm not that insecure. But I do have people tell me all the time, that should be you working on that car. Well, I'm inside doing laundry and watching the kids, and I don't give a shit what you think. And I think that's the only way to be. You just worry about yourself and what feels right to you. We worry too much about what other people think. It doesn't matter what other people think. I was working on a post for my blog about does it matter what people think of you, and it's not even a paragraph long. The answer is no. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks of you other than yourself. And if you don't think well of yourself, then you need to work on that. But other than that, you need to get right with yourself, and then everybody else either loves you or they don't. All you can do is do your best. But you're not supposed to be something just because of what gender you are. That is bullshit. That's complete bullshit. So anyways, that's my rant on gender roles. And that was my own pet peeve topic just because someone happened to say that to me today. My wife had just fixed our cars, and they're like, oh, that should have been you working on that car. Why is that? She did a great job. I wouldn't have done a great job. I would have fucked something else up. I don't know what I'm doing. She does. Anyways, I'm pixelating. Cat Helen says I'm pixelating. Like I said, I'm sorry about the feed, guys. I'm doing all I can on my end to do something about it. I got a new modem from my internet provider. I've been working with my internet provider. They've run tests on my strength of my signal. Right now, I have full strength. It has not changed the whole time we've been on here. I'm doing all I can to improve my signal for you guys and, give you a better product. I really am. I'm beating my head against the wall a lot of the time, trying to get something out of this shit. But let me see what you guys are talking about. Helen says Facebook fuckery. You're damn right. You know what? I made a video. I videotaped all of the Seth Rich visual. I videoed it on live feed. I tried to do live feed, but they cut them off. I couldn't even get a decent live feed. And so I filmed on my HD camera and wanted to make a movie. I was editing it today. Same shit. It happens every time I'm doing Seth Rich. I don't even know why I haven't learned my fucking lesson to get off the internet when I'm going to talk about Seth Rich. It corrupted every file. I had to spend all this time putting it back. It's ridiculous. So Lisa says it's like an acid trip sometimes, LOL. I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to get the best quality I can out of everything here. I hope that you have seen an improvement since the beginning. I think we've drastically improved over barely being able to see me, no lighting. I'm doing my best. I'm fighting against it here. I'm working with the internet company. They don't see what the problem is. They don't know what's wrong. And all I can think is Helen's right, and it's Facebook fuckery. I'm talking about things nobody wants me talking about. And people like me, they don't give a fuck about keeping us quiet. So, even though I'm nobody right now and I got 4 people at my feeds, I'm still saying shit you ain't supposed to say. I'm still showing up on NSA algorithms, Oh my God, my Uncle Gene is here. Hi, Uncle Gene. This is my favorite uncle. Uncle Gene is my favorite uncle. But I'm doing my little show, Yankey Rants, Gene. Right now we're at the audience participation part where you guys can talk about whatever you want. So I'm going to look up and see what people have been saying. Kathy said gender roles piss me right the fuck off. I love being a girl, but that doesn't mean I like being pigeonholed about what I should be doing. And that crap about women having to shoulder responsibility for the entire running of the household and be expected to keep the place clean for her man is revolting. I agree with you. I don't think that is the woman's job. I think we have shared responsibilities. We're supposed to be a team. She has her strengths, I have mine, and we help each other. That's the way I think it's supposed to work. I don't think that she is supposed to have dinner ready by 7 o'clock, and I'm supposed to have everything fixed around the house. I don't agree with that shit. I think we help each other. And I'm not threatened by her being able to do something. Like I said, she works on the cars. I'm not threatened by that. I think it's great that she has that skill. It's very handy. I don't have it. Lisa says they propagandize sexual roles now as part of Agenda 21 to destroy family values. And that's true. And that's also why, I hate to say this, but why I don't even want to say it, but why they push alternative lifestyles. Because they're trying to make it easier to move away from family roles. They want you cut down. They don't want us breeding. They want to bring down the population in different ways, however they can go about doing that. Discourage it. Right now they're being friendly about it. Eventually they won't be so friendly. So Kathy says it's your platform, brother. We need to be on the top. Yeah, we do. And me and Kathy did an interview today. Kathy was my first interview for my podcast, which is tomorrow, Progressive Truth with Sean. I do that on Thursdays. So I'll be airing that tomorrow. I'm working on editing it today. But I interviewed Kathy about single payer insurance, election reform, and motorcycle safety. And it was a really good interview. But what we really ended up deciding is that what we need the most is to be unified. Unity is the thing that progressives need the most. Is what we ended up deciding on these three different issues. Like, how is the best way to get all this done? The answer to every one of them was, well, we all have to rise up and demand it. So unity is the most important thing. We have to stop infighting and squabbling and realize that we can get single payer health insurance for everybody, and we can get a living wage, and we can do things like this if we stand together and we stop getting broken up into little groups. That's where we're weak, that we allow them to break us up into little groups and we don't have any strength anymore. You know, we're all arguing and we're yelling for the same thing, but we're yelling it from different sections. We're not a threat because we're not united. If we were united, we'd be a threat. And that's why somebody like Bernie Sanders scares them, because Bernie Sanders is a uniter. And that's, unfortunately, that's what we need, is a leader. We don't know what to do without a leader. That's why we made Bernie a demigod, because we need a leader. He inspired us. He was up front. He was the leader. He showed us where to go. When he had to abandon us after the convention, we know what the fuck to do, and we haven't known what to do since. It's almost like we need our hand held. Lisa says, I have been seeing that the Dems have filed impeachment articles on Trump. If they're successful, we'll never get a real president in office. Yeah, you're probably right. Did you see today that they got hidden camera footage of him dealing with the Russian people or whatever? And didn't it turn out that they're DNC plants, that the DNC sent those people to fucking talk to Donald so that he would get himself caught? Isn't that what it is? They were a plant, right? The woman was, at least. The one that talked to Donald Jr. Wasn't she a DNC plant that they sent his direction? And is that's illegal? You can't, if you're Russian, you can't offer to tell Donald Trump negative things about Hillary. How is that election tampering anyway? If the information is true, if Hillary did this, this, and this, and whoever the fuck tells Donald, why should it matter? If he uses that information, that's election rigging? How the fuck is that election rigging? So Russia can't tell you intelligence that they have if Russia likes a candidate? Well, what about us in every other fucking election on the planet? We meddle in everyone's election. We don't ever mind our own business. What about us? And if you don't want to talk about us, what about Saudi Arabia and the Clinton Foundation? That wasn't a fucking problem. But of course, every president gets a gold dog collar from Saudi Arabia. So I guess that's why we don't have a problem with them. Is that why Russia's a problem? Because they don't have gold dog collars they give out? I don't think it's a fucking problem at all. Is that impeachable? Because I'm not defending the dude. Fuck Donald Trump. But this is some bullshit. This is a witch hunt. Donnie Jr. talked to a Russian girl. So the fuck what? I bet he talked to a lot of people. His dad was running for president. I don't like him. But come on. There's got to be real issues the fucking media could be covering instead of this Russia bullshit. They're just trying to pump up Russia as a new enemy to fucking start a new war. I'm not going along with it. Fuck you. I don't care if 5 or 6 reporters from Russia talk to Donald Trump. Doesn't impress me. I don't give a shit. If it's illegal, prosecute him, be done with it. But report on other things. There's other shit going on. Don't need every one of you talking heads talking about Russia all day long. It's bullshit and it's a distraction. And it makes you look stupid, quite frankly. Let me see if I got any more comments. Kathy says you're absolutely right about the little groups thing. We need to get our heads out of our asses as a free people. Yeah, because we're still democracy on paper, but only if we fight back. If we keep laying back and only worrying about our own little bubble, they will take that away. At the end of my rant, I forgot to post my plug. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Here's my shameless plug. This is how you can support the show. Helen is already a subscriber to me on Patreon. She is my only subscriber. She's lonely over there. She pledges $1 a month to me and challenges the rest of you to do the same. That's on Patreon. Or you can buy me a cup of coffee on PayPal. Shameless plug out of the way. Let's see what else somebody's saying. Lisa says Pence is part of the oligarchy. Pence is more dangerous than Trump. If you get Trump out of the way, Pence is a snake in the fucking grass. Pence is basically president right now. Trump's not running shit. Trump's a walking distraction. They're running the government outside of Trump. Trump isn't president. He's a joke. They don't even tell that fucker how to get off of a stage. They let him up there and flounder like an idiot. They don't care. He's a joke. He's not really president. Now, you move him out of the way, at least you're getting some coverage right now because Trump is a fumbling idiot. He can't stay off of his Twitter, and he tells you everything he's doing. Pence ain't going to do that shit. So President Pence and Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell, they're going to fuck you hard, and you're not going to see it coming. Donald Trump telegraphs every move. President Pence will not do that. President Pence is going to be polished. When you get Trump out of the way, Pence is trouble. You move Pence out of the way, Paul Ryan is fucking trouble. Orrin Hatch is trouble. It's trouble all the way down the line. You want to start impeaching, it's going to be a lot of impeachment before you get any solutions. It's a whole big waste of fucking time. And honestly, I'd rather have Donald Trump out front fumbling around than Pence and his lifetime politician polished ass up there fucking us with Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell. They're going to get a lot more done than Trump. And Trump can't keep his fucking mouth shut. Let him go home, and then they're going to keep it all quiet. They're going to do the same things. It's just going to be quiet now. You won't have dummy up front telling everybody what's happening. And they don't care because we won't rise up and do anything about it. So they'll let him keep doing it. So let him stay. Unless he's done something illegal, then fuck him. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying it doesn't get any better down the line. It's not like you impeach Trump, you get a decent person. Pence is a religious fanatic, and he is just as fucking against climate change and everything else we care about as Trump is. Trump's probably more liberal than Pence. I would say Trump's a lot more liberal, especially on women's rights. Pence is crazy. Pence calls his wife mother. That creeps me out to a Norman Bates level. I don't want that shit. I don't want a man that thinks you can use gay conversion therapy to be my president. I've never seen Donald Trump say that. Matter of fact, I've seen Donald Trump pose with the pride flag multiple times and talk about how he's for that. So I'd rather have Donald Trump fumbling around up there than Mike Pence. It's not like your options get better on down the line. And every one of those fuckers is dirty. So don't tell me, oh, he's dirty. Yeah, they all are. Every fucking one of them. You got like one clean one, and his name's Bernie Sanders. Fucking it. The rest of that whole fucking building needs to go. Get Bernie out and burn it to the ground. So don't tell me the Democratic Party is corrupt. The whole fucking government's corrupt. And I'm back to Jimmy Dore again. I'm getting sick of his shit. Matter of fact, today was the last episode I'm going to watch until he straightens up. Because offer a motherfucking solution, Jimmy. Everybody knows the Democrats are filthy. So are the Republicans. So is the whole goddamn government. Offer a solution. Stop bitching for fucking ratings. Offer a solution. Tell people they need to push for election reform. Tell people they need to back progressives. Stop crying like a bitch every day. Your show is boring now, and I'm done watching it. I'll watch Lee Camp, but I'm giving Lee the same fucking warning. You keep going with this Russia bullshit, you are no different than the mainstream media. You're just pushing it from the other side. All you want to talk about is how corrupt the Democratic Party is, and all they want to talk about is Russia. They're both fucking distractions. Yes, Nancy Pelosi is a filthy piece of shit. Cory Booker's filthy. Go on and on and on. Elizabeth Warren has no backbone. You vote them out. You don't win shit by crying and whining and turning everyone against logic, which is all you're doing now, Jimmy. That's it. That's all you do. I watched your show today. I watched the last 3 or 4 ones, and I can't watch it anymore. It's become garbage. You need to go over with Debbie and sit on her couch and act like a crazy person with Debbie. And that's a damn shame because I really liked your show. You're a funny guy. I even like your stand-up. I know you like to shit on yourself and say you're a failed comic. You were a good comic. Comedy's hard. And you have a good show. But right now, I know what's happening, Jimmy. I know you're getting a lot of clicks because you're willing to shit on the Democrats for an hour a day or an hour every time you do a show. And that's all your show is now. So, yes, they're filthy. Can we move on? How many times are you going to do a show on how dirty the Democrats are? And when are you going to offer a solution? When are you going to offer a plan? I'm thinking never, so I'm giving up. And I'll take your place. Me and my 4 viewers. That's the other thing. I wanted to be honest real quick. I get discouraged over that sometimes. Now it's up to 5. But I try to remind myself that this is a 5-year type of deal. I try not to get discouraged because this is very different than comedy. There is no direct response. It's hard to know how you're doing. You know what I mean? There's no way to gauge it. Like you can gauge it off views, I guess, but it's very different from me. Like comedy was a direct feedback, you know, because you would do your show and you go out to the lobby and you hang out with all the audience members and everybody's talking to you and you know exactly how it went. But this, sometimes you have no idea how it's going at all. Let's see here. Kathy says, oh, and by the way, I was talking about the TOR network earlier. It's an encrypted network without huge political corporate contributions. Check it out. What is that? Can you link that up to me or send me something about that, Kathy? I'm interested in looking at that. Helen says, fucking Booker bitching about voter suppression. Unfucking believable. Yeah, you know, a lot of these guys are. And he fucked up, Cory Booker. You know, he didn't think anybody was paying attention. And now he don't know what to do. They probably were going to run Cory as president. They were probably going to try to run Cory for president. But he's fucked up now. Progressives know. That's the other thing. They started to realize the Democrats, whether they're acknowledging it or not, have started to realize that how much attention we're paying to everything. That's a new thing, by the way. You know, to this level. You know, some of you have been paying attention for decades. But as far as this many people paying attention at once, I'm froze. Mabel says the feed is froze. Is everybody's feed froze?
Hey guys, I switched over to the phone so we can finish up. I'm going to give people time to realize that I'm on the phone now. My computer, for whatever reason, it doesn't work right. It still doesn't work right. I can't get it fixed. I don't know. I don't know that I'll ever get it fixed. I still don't have anybody here, so I'm just going to... I'm rebooting my computer right now. I switched over to the phone for this because I wanted to give us time to wrap up. We didn't really get time to wrap up, so I'm going to give some people time to get here so we can actually wrap up proper. We didn't get to do that. I apologize again, guys. I don't know why that's happening. Hey, Lisa. I switched over to the phone. My computer... Hey, Ellen. My computer's just fucking up lately, man. It was fine until I downloaded my files from the Seth Rich Vigil, and now it's fucking crashing again. You know, I wouldn't think with as little views as I get that they would even care about something like that, but I'm starting to really wonder. Why is it every time I work on... Hey, Carl. Why is it every time I work on something for Seth, my computer fucking craps out? How come I gotta defrag my computer every time I do a Seth Rich video? Alright, we were doing the audience participation part. I've been rattling on. I actually probably rambled a little too much. What do you guys want to talk about here? I want to give a chance for you guys to get to vent your frustrations because this is your part of the show. So, has anybody got anything they want to talk about? I wanted to give you a proper wrap-up. We didn't get to have a proper wrap-up. I didn't want to end it that way with us getting cut off. Lisa says, I think you have a root virus. Do you know about how to fix that? What do I need to do? Like take it to Best Buy? Oh, an FBI virus. Is that something that the Geek Squad can take care of for me, or do I need a new laptop? Because I don't know how to fix that. But yeah, you're right. I got something wrong with my laptop, and it's not all the time. It just sometimes, like it just did. It just acted really weird. Everything froze. She said I froze on her tablet, and you know, she came in to stop me because I was still rambling on. On my screen, I looked okay, and I'm moving and everything, but nobody's responding. I kept going, if somebody can see me, move a face across the screen. Nobody was saying anything, so I bailed, but I wanted to wrap up proper, so I came over to the phone. Lisa says, break out the guillotines. Carl, you can talk about whatever you want now. This is my Wednesday show. It's called Yankey Rants. I ran it about gender roles tonight, but right now is the audience participation part, so you can talk about anything you want. Anything that's on your mind. The Wednesday one has a loose format for this part, so you can, nothing's off limits. How old is my laptop? It's old. She got it for me on Valentine's Day, probably 5 or 6 years ago. It's old. I mean, I could probably use a new one. If I had the money for one, I probably already would have got one. Lisa says your root drive needs to be reformatted. I'll ask Babas if she knows how to do that. She might know how to do that. She's usually one that works on it and defrags it and stuff, but that's just not cutting it now. It's just becoming a piece of shit. Worse than it ever was. It's not a fancy one. It's only a Samsung. It was never really, it's not a super, it wasn't a super good one when it was new. It was, for what I needed it for, it worked great though, you know, writing and things. But now it's, after I started doing this stuff, it's gotten so corrupted, I don't really know what's wrong with it. I think Lisa's probably right. Helen says all the self-censorship people are doing is making it easier for the establishment. They love it. We're making a lot of things easier for the establishment. Can you believe people have those fucking Alexas in their house? I wouldn't have one of them things. You know, I saw a meme. It was very funny. It's true, though. You know, like in the 60s and stuff, they're talking about government's going to be watching you one day. And today we're like, government, how do you make pancakes? Or, you know, wiretap, how do you make pancakes? I think that's how it goes. Carl says, upgrade your hard drive. Make sure you get an SSD drive. Makes a huge difference. Okay, I'll look into that. I'm trying to fix everything to make it, what, Mountain Dew? Stop drinking Mountain Dew? I know it's bad for me. I do drink water too, Lisa. But yeah, that stuff is awful. It is. I totally agree with you. The SSD drive? Right on. Yeah, I have to look into that. I'm not super good with working on computers. I can operate one, but I don't know how to fix it if it's sick. And mine is definitely sick. So let's see, what's somebody else talking about? Anything here? You're drinking formaldehyde. Does formaldehyde in Dew? Or is it all soda? Is it just Dew? Or it's probably all soda, isn't it? It reminds me of Good Morning Vietnam. Remember the little bar he would go into, and that guy, they have formaldehyde beer? That's a good movie. You know, I still can't watch Robin Williams movies. I still can't bring myself to do it. I can't get through it. No matter what movie it is, I can't watch Robin Williams anymore. Still. Oh, just Dew? Oh, okay. Yeah, I know it's awful. It's, you know, it's the most popular soda too, right? By far. Like, I work at gas stations a lot, and by far it's the biggest seller. So, I'm sure if they were going to focus on poisoning a soda, it would be Dew. Because, I mean, like 4-1 to the next closest brand. You know, I think the next closest brand is Pepsi, and it's like they sell 4 Dews to every Pepsi. Helen says, I love Robin. I love Robin too. A huge Robin Williams fan, stand-up and movies and serious roles. Great actor. I just can't watch his movies anymore. It makes me so sad. That got to me, because anytime someone like that, like Chris Cornell, got to me a lot too. Because I deal with depression and things like that, and suicides bother me more than anything else. Because it scares me, because Robin Williams and Chris Cornell, they're at the top of their game. They've accomplished so much, and it wasn't enough. So like when I think I'm gonna be okay if I could just do this, they make me, that stuff like that makes me think, no you won't. No you won't. It still won't be okay. It's never gonna be okay. So I don't know, it just makes it really hard for me to think that a Robin Williams would kill himself. A man like that who's accomplished so much. You know, from being a street performer all the way to being one of the biggest names on the planet in comedy, movies, acting. He accomplished everything he ever set out to do. And if he really killed himself, that scares me. Ginger says she loves Robin too. I think everyone loved Robin Williams. Robin Williams he was also, now that we're talking about Robin, he was a great man, honestly. I don't know if you knew this, but on every movie set or TV show, if you hired Robin Williams, you also had to hire local homeless people and give them jobs. Robin Williams made that a requirement in every contract, that you had to hire homeless to be showrunners and stuff, to get coffee and do the stuff on the set. He wanted those jobs to go to the homeless, the local homeless. At every set, every movie Robin Williams ever did, he always made sure the homeless were taken care of around that area, that they got jobs if they wanted them on the movie set, and they took care of them during the movie. And he's just a really good guy. He's just a really cool guy. Lisa says, my Sean says seek and destroy program, and the viruses come in picture downloads, so it's probably coming from your memes. Beba says that all the time, that she doesn't think I should be doing the memes, because she thinks that that's where the viruses are coming from. Lisa says that he didn't suicide, he was an Illuminati sacrifice. Robin or Chris? Because I think they both were. I think Chris was for sure. I think Chris Cornell was probably a sacrifice. I don't think he really committed suicide. The story doesn't make sense. You know, he just got off the phone with his fiance, or his wife, and within 45 minutes he's dead. I don't think so. Like, he just got done telling her he thinks he took too many Ativan, and in 45 minutes he's dead. No, it don't sound right. And then Robin, his wife, says he wasn't as depressed as they were first reporting. That she doesn't, what did she say? Something along those lines too, that something was wrong. Carl says, get malware bites. It's not from pictures or memes. I do this for a living. Oh, sweet. They don't come in picture downloads, Carl says. Right on. Thanks, Carl. I mean, I definitely could use any advice. Definitely. If you think of anything else to tell me to help out, message it to me. I would appreciate it. Yeah, Lisa, I'm not sure about Chris either. I just know the story. If you hear the story, Chris got back to his hotel room and he called his wife, Chris Cornell, and he told her that he thought he took too many Ativan, right? So I'm assuming that she got right off the phone with him and started calling his security to get into his room. Within 45 minutes of that phone call, they got into his room and he was dead. He had hung himself. But he wasn't being suicidal on the phone with her. He just told her he had taken too many Ativan. I think that was the name of the pill. And that pill does cause suicidal thoughts. But I have trouble believing that in 45 minutes from a non-suicidal call telling his wife, which is I'll reach out for help, like, hey, babe, I think I took too many pills. And then I'm sure she got moving on calling his people to get into his room. So, I don't know. It sounds weird, the Chris Cornell thing. How do you know about Robin, though, Lisa? How do you know for sure? What makes you think that Robin was an Illuminati sacrifice? Aside from, that he fits the description of who that would be, or what type that would be. I think Prince was, too. But what's your theory on Robin? How does that go? if you have a chance to tell me. I'll give you time to write. Ginger says she didn't know that about Robin. Yeah, isn't that amazing? He did a lot of cool things like that. He was a really cool guy. Have you ever watched the video of Robin and Coco the gorilla? You know that gorilla that can speak sign language? Watch the video of Robin hanging out with that gorilla. It'll make you cry. He's a deep dude. Robin Williams was a really deep dude. He really was. Lisa says, I'm crazy. I hear voices. I'm crazy too. Being crazy is fun. I would rather be crazy than sane. Any day. Well, guys, I got a campfire going outside, and I think Babas went to get marshmallows. So I am going to wrap up for real this time. Now it's 9:45, so I think that's an acceptable time to wrap up. We've done 45 minutes altogether. So thank you guys so much. The voice in your head said it when they announced it on TV. It's probably true then. If the voice is in your head, there's no reason for it to lie. Coco did love Robin. The video is awesome. You've seen it then, Helen. Watch it. It'll make you cry. They did. They really connected, Coco and Robin Williams. It's a beautiful video. But thank you guys for watching the show. In the first part of the show, I posted my links for my Patreon and my PayPal if you'd like to donate and become a supporter of the show. Helen is my only supporter right now, and she's lonely. She could use you guys over there hanging out with her. She pledges $1 a month, and I have to, Lisa. I promised Babas I would roast marshmallows, and they've had the campfire going since before the show started. So I did 45, and I got to go. I'm sorry. I apologize. But I will be back tomorrow with my podcast. I'll post that on my Facebook page. By 5 o'clock, there'll be a new podcast up. And then on Friday, I'll be back for my baby right here, 9 o'clock Central for Yankey Show. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and hanging out with me tonight. I'll see you on Friday for Yankey Show.